So, lest the lower body feel neglected, this week we're going to do movements that focus on the lower half of us. And again, it's one of those things where, you know, if you've not been as active as you normally are, if you've been doing a lot of sitting, a lot of reading, a lot of playing around with your computer, that kind of thing, and not getting the exercise that you need, the lower body can get very tight. So just like the shoulder joint, the hip joint is a ball and socket. So that gives it a lot of mobility. Unlike the shoulder, we have these great big muscles all around in the glutes and the quads and the sides of the legs that support us, and they do a lot of work. Think about everything they have to do all day long just to carry us around when we're walking. So those muscles can get very tight, very uncomfortable. And if we don't stretch them out, it can lead to not only problems with walking, but problems in your lower back. So just one thing I want to mention as we go through the practice. There appears to be, and this is interesting, I learned this in yoga teacher training back in the dark ages, that there's an energetic connection between the jaw and the hips. So if you're one of those people that tends to clench their jaw, chances are you also have tight hips. And so when we're doing the practice, if you notice that you're having a little difficulty freeing up the hips for certain movements, check in with your jaw. You know, notice if you're clenching your teeth, try to relax the jaw. So that's it. So let's go. So always we begin our practice with a centering, allowing your feet to rest on the floor, perhaps rolling your shoulders just a little bit, one way and then the other. Maybe bringing your shoulders up towards your ears, creating fists with your hands, tightening the muscles of your arms, pressing your feet into the floor, clenching your jaw, holding that tension, and then letting it go with a sigh. Ha. Letting your eyes remain closed or looking softly at the floor. And allowing your attention to flow inward to the body, the breath, any emotions that you bring to your practice today. And we take these few minutes before we begin moving just to come into the present moment, fully and completely. Remembering that the past is history, the future is mystery, but the present is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Noticing your breath. Just enjoying the sensation of breathing fully and completely. And then allowing your breath to deepen so that it begins deep down in the belly and moves up through your chest all the way to your shoulders. And then allow the exhale to pour from your body, shoulders, chest, and belly. Maybe even giving the belly a little squeeze back towards the spine and drawing up the pelvic floor as you exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. reconnecting your attention to your breath as often as you need to stay in the moment. And then over the next 3 breaths, seeing how present you can become, bringing your body, your thoughts, your heart, your energy all together in this moment. And after you complete that 3rd exhale, just allow your breath to find its normal rhythm and depth, taking a moment to notice how you feel. And we'll bring our centering to close by bringing hands to prayer position and joining our voices in the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Om. Om. Shanti. Peace. May we all know peace. So let's breathe the arms up. Even we're going to be focusing on the lower body. We can't forget about the upper body because that's what gives us a lot of space and a lot of room to breathe. Connecting with your breath, breathing in as you lift your arms up and dropping your chin to your chest as you breathe out. Good, and one more time, breathing the arms up, reaching up with your fingers, sliding your shoulders down your back, pressing your feet into the floor, breathing fully and completely in seated mountain. Breathe in, and as you exhale, lower your hands as far as your shoulders and touch your fingertips to your shoulders. Good. So let's just exhale and turn to the right. Breathing in through center and turning to the left. Notice what's going on in the lower back as you're going from side to side, but keeping both sit bones right on the chair. Let's do that a couple more times. Twisting to the right. Breathe it back to center. Twist it to the left. And bring it back. Open your arms wide. Turn your palms down. And float your arms down. Good. So we're going to do a little sequence, beginning with some leg lifts. So you may need your yoga tie. You can always do your leg lifts by hooking the tie under the sole of your foot, like this. Or if you don't need the tie, you can just lift and lower. Making sure your upper body stays nice and straight. So let's inhale, lift the right foot, and exhale, bring it down. Inhaling, lifting the foot. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it down. Lift it up, breathe in. Exhale, draw it down. So this time when the leg lifts, we're going to keep it lifted and we'll point the toe, press out through the heel. Again, if your leg gets tired, you can always use your yoga tie or just hang on under the thigh. Perfectly fine. And let's circle the ankle. One way and the other. So we're going to draw that leg across the body. You can, if you choose, use your tie here to do that. I'm just going to hold on to my big toe, straighten the leg out, and draw it across the body. So let's do a little self-massage here. I'm going to make a fist with my right hand and just pound away on those big old muscles. Remember how hard they have to work, so let's take good care of them. And you can rub on the muscles with your knuckles. Bring some circulation into the area. That feels really good. So we're going to do a little variation here before we go into the figure 4 stretch. I'm going to make sure my bottom is way forward in the chair. I'm just going to take a hold of the foot with my left hand and my knee with the right hand. And I'm going to draw that leg in as close as I can to my upper body. Notice what's happening in your shoulders, if you can relax your shoulders. Also check in with your jaw. Are you clenching your jaw? Let it relax. You can actually rock this just a little bit if that feels good. Nice deep stretch. Good, draw it in a little closer. And we'll move into the figure 4 stretch. So you can cross at the ankles, at the knees, or allow that right foot to rest on top of your left thigh. Grow tall in your seat. Gently press down on the knee, pull up on the foot. Read the sensation that's going on in your right hip. And for a deeper stretch, you can always lean forward. Relax your breath, relax your jaw, and breathe. And let's release that now on the next inhale coming up. Uncrossing that leg. Taking a minute just to notice how that feels before we go to the other side. So we'll begin with the leg lifts again. And remember, you can use your tie if that's helpful to you, or you can hold on behind the thigh, or you can just lift and lower the foot. Try to keep your upper body quiet and work with your breath. So the inhale is the lift and the exhale is the lower. Really hook your attention in, not only to sensation, but to the way the breath moves. So let's extend that leg now. Point the toe, press out through the heel, point and press, point and press, and then circle the foot. So I'm just isolating the movement to my ankle. Good. Other direction. Okay. So if you're ready for the cross body stretch, again, you can use your tie to draw the leg across, or you can hold on to the toe and stretch it out. Ooh, big stretch. Make a fist with your left hand and massage those big old muscles. Make sure you get around to the sides, the back, the front. And a little bit of a knuckle rub here. Good. So let's get ready to rock our baby on this side. So I'm going to take a hold of the foot with my right hand, knee with the left hand, sitting up tall, making sure that your right foot is firmly on the floor. So you need to bring your bottom forward in the chair to be able to do that. So just drawing the leg in, shoulders are relaxed, jaws relaxed. And we'll rock the hip a little bit. Always noticing the difference between the two sides. Gentle rock. And then draw that leg in as close as it wants to go. Finding your breath. Good, and let's go into the figure 4 stretch on this side. So you might have a little more or a little less flexibility in this side, but that's perfectly normal. So gently pressing down on the knee, drawing the foot up till you find just that right level of sensation. As I said, it's the Goldilocks zone. Not too little, not too much, just right. And then if you want more, leaning forward. Shoulders relaxed. Feel as if the shoulders could broaden across your back. And inhale. Let's bring it up. Oh, that's such a delicious stretch. I like to do that one during the day just because it feels so good. So let's do some sun salutations. Making sure you're sitting up nice and tall, feet flat on the floor, hands in prayer position, and pressing lightly into the palms to engage the upper body. On an in-breath, sweep your arms up. Exhale, a little bit of a back bend. Breathe it back to mountain. Exhale, let the breath go, fold forward. Bring your palms to your knees, come up halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhaling, arms sweep back up again. Reach it back. Take the breath in and then let it go. So we'll do 2 more of those. If you get tired at any point or if any movement is too vigorous for you today, know that you have total permission to adjust your practice and rest. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, reach back. Breathe into mountain. Exhale, fold forward. Palms to knees as you come up halfway. Exhaling and folding. Inhale, arms sweep up. Reach it back. Take the breath in and let it go. This will be the last time. Breath in and out. Breathing back to mountain and then let every bit of the breath go as you fold forward. Let it go. Head is relaxed. Halfway up, palms to knees. Exhaling and folding. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, reach back. Take the breath into mountain and draw it back to your heart. And just pause and notice how those few repetitions of half sun salute have affected your body, your mind, your energy. Good. So when working with the lower body, we always want to find that balance, like we do with the upper body, between flexibility and strength. So we're going to do warrior pose. We're going to do a couple of versions of warrior pose. So I'm going to begin by turning to face the left front corner of my chair. So allowing the corner of the chair to be resting between your thighs, hands to the hips. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, step your right foot back. And you'll notice that the right hip wants to slide towards the floor. Good. You're turning your body to the left. Let's press back through the right heel and relax it. Press the heel back and relax. Press it back and hold the press. Good. So you're activating the muscles. You can add your arms out to the side or overhead. Gaze can be up or to the horizon, whatever you prefer. Find that 3-part breath. Good. Inhale, exhale, lower the arms. So keeping your legs right where they are, keeping that nice strong press in the right heel, nice solid left foot on the floor. Let's sweep the left arm out front, and the right arm behind. So as much as you can, try to make the arms level with your shoulders. Good. Energy going in both directions. Gaze is to the left. Let's do 3 breaths here. Good. Lower your hands. And we'll come into triangle pose. So I'm just going to rotate my body. So I'm facing forward. And you notice my feet are still really wide apart. I'm going to turn my left foot out and my right foot in slightly. Sitting up tall, raise your right arm up, stretch it up tall. Create a lot of space between the ribs and begin to arch to the left. I use the left arm to gently open the hips on the left side. Find your breath. Good. Putting energy in that right hand, allow it to bring you up. And we'll do a little counter stretch. And bring it down. Good. So we're going to do another version of seated warrior, which is kind of fun. I just encourage you to be careful with this so you don't fall off your chair. I'm going to move my hips over to the left. So my left hip is kind of halfway off the chair. I'm holding on with my right hand just to give myself some stability to begin. I'm going to take a breath in and then take your left foot and step it back behind you. So the more you draw that leg back, the deeper the stretch you'll feel in the big quadricep muscles in the front of your body. You can add one arm, or if you feel stable, both arms to come into warrior. And breathe. Find something to love about this stretch. Find your breath. Let's do 2 more breaths here. And if you need to come out, you can always come out. And then let's lower down. Step that foot forward and take a couple of breaths. And we'll go to the other side. So I'm going to turn and face the right front corner of the chair. Upper body always begins nice and tall. Good. Take a breath in and step back with your left foot. Allow your left hip to roll towards the floor. Press back through your heel and relax. Step back through the heel and relax. And once more, let's press that heel way back. Good. Adding the arms if you like. You can always keep your arms down or bring them down if you get tired. Good, let's lower the arms and move into warrior 2. So the right arm is going to sweep to the front, left arm to the back. And you can always take a minute to look behind you and see if the arm is level with the shoulder, pressing out in opposite directions with the hands, gazing to the right. Soften your jaw, soften your breath. Good, breathe in, lower the hands. And rotate your body so you're facing front. We're going to move into triangle pose on this side. So I'm going to turn my right foot out and left foot in and extend up through my left arm. Always take time to really stretch your fingertips up to the ceiling. Good, and begin to arch to the side, right arm pressing against the inside of your right leg. Nice deep stretch. Nice, easy breath. You can look at the horizon, or if you like, you can look up at your hand. You can look down at the floor. Your neck will tell you what is the best position for your gaze. One more breath here. Lower that hand down and bring yourself into a counter stretch. And lower the hand down. So we'll do that other version of the seated warrior on this side. So I'm going to move my hips over to the right. Again, holding on with my left hand just to make sure I have my stability here. Take a breath in and then step back with the right foot. Again, do the press through the heel and release. Press back through the heel and relax. Press back through the heel. Hold the press. Add one arm or two if you choose. You can always continue to hold on to the seat of the chair for stability. And as always, I don't think I have to remind you, the most important thing is that you're breathing. If your breath gets jagged or ragged, you're working too hard. Breathe in, exhale, lower. Step your feet together and just sit for a moment. So we worked on opening up these big muscles in the front of the leg and also on the side of the hip. So now we're going to focus on some strengthening moves. We're going to come up to standing, but we'll come up through chair pose. So your feet should be hip width apart, and moving them back slightly, you're going to feel the heels lift, hands to the hips. The minute you start to stand, allow the hips to come to the floor. Breathe in, exhale, stand up. Don't lean forward, shoulders back. Pressing into the feet, dropping the shoulders, adding your arms to make the pose a little more work. Certainly up to you. Breathing nice and steady. Good, and lower down. Straighten your legs and give them a shake. Whew. That's always a tough one. Okay, so before we do some standing poses, I want to review the basics of how to stand. And you say, oh, I know how to stand up. Well, we get into some bad habits. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I mean. First and foremost, many people, especially women, tend to lock their knees. And what do I mean by that? So here I am, you know, nice soft knees. When I lock my knees, I push the kneecaps back. When you do that, it throws your center of gravity off and puts a lot of strain in your lower back. So soften the knees and allow the tailbone just to tuck slightly. Hands alongside the body, shoulders relaxed. Just notice what that feels like. Again, so let's review that. Feet flat on the floor, a little bit of bend in the knees, tucking the tailbone. Shoulders are back and down. Breath is steady. So if you practice doing that, checking in with your posture a couple of times a day, if you're someone who's prone to low back issues, it'll help tremendously. So, all right, let's come to the side of the chair. I'm going to be standing towards the left side of my chair, and I'm just going to do some heel lifts. So inhale, come on up on your toes. Exhale, come on down. So we're working the quad muscles. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And one more time. Inhale, lift it up. See if you can hold there for a couple of breaths. Great, and lower down. So shift your weight to the leg closest to the chair. Here's where it becomes really important not to lock the knees. You want to allow the muscles to do what they're equipped to do, and not put added stress on your knee joint. So you might want to bend and straighten the knee a few times just to remind yourself. Bring your left foot out into a position that works for you, knee out to the side. And you can build the branches of your tree with one arm or both. And breathe. So even though you're working on balance, you're also strengthening that supporting leg. Nice, steady breath. Lower the hands and release the foot. So let's do the other version of tree, which I really like. I'm going to take my right foot and put it up on the chair. So you want to make sure that your left foot or left leg is pretty much straight up and down, soft knee. Right knee is bent out to the side. When you're ready, you can build your branches with one arm or both. And breathe. Good. One more breath here. And then exhale, lower, and release your foot. Okay. So we're going to do our leg lifts. We'll start on lifting the left leg, 5 to the front, 5 to the side, and 5 to the back. Always remembering to keep the supporting leg a little bit soft. So here we go. And 1, and 2, upper body stays quiet, and 3, and 4, and 5. Good. And to the side, small movement. Don't lock that supporting leg. 4, and 5. And now we'll go to the back. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Good. And down. Good. So let's do that all on the other side. And we're going to start with both versions of the tree pose. So shifting your weight now to the left leg, softening the knee, choosing a position that works for you. Your foot can be on the floor, can be opposite the calf, can be up a little higher, whatever works for you. Just don't place the foot directly opposite the knee because that puts too much strain on the knee joint. One arm or two for your branches. Lift up those branches, find your breath, open the hips. Breathe fully. Good. Once more, breathing in. Exhale, lowering. Good. And lower the foot. And we'll do our second version of the tree. So the left foot's going to find its place on the chair. Toes turned out, so that opens the hip. Soft knee. Good. And build your branches with one or both arms, your choice. So as you're holding the pose, remember not to hold your breath and to continue drawing that left knee back so you can feel the spaciousness in the hips and pelvis. Once more, breathing in and exhale, lowering. Good. And release. So we'll go into our leg lifts on this side, starting with the front. Breathing in, lifting, exhaling and lowering. So the upper body stays nice and quiet. And 3, and 4, and 5. Left leg is a little bit soft, so the muscles are doing exactly what they need to do. And to the back. Just jiggle your legs a little bit. So I'm going to show you a stretch for the iliotibial band, which is a little strip of muscle that goes down the outside of the leg. And if any of you are people who like to do a lot of walking or bike riding, this muscle tends to get very tight. So there is a very, very simple stretch that's very effective for that. So I'm going to begin by taking my left foot and crossing it over my right. Okay, so you can hold on to the chair as you do this. If you need it for balance, soften both knees and just fold forward. Head is relaxed. Don't lock your knees even when you're folding forward. And let's inhale, come on up. And we'll do the other side. So it's the right foot that's going to cross over the left and lean forward. It's really a very simple but very effective stretch. And then on an inhale, bring it back up. And take a breath, uncross. So we'll finish up our standing work with a downward facing dog. So you can either stand at the back of your chair, or if you want a deeper stretch, you can come to the seat of the chair. So you're just walking your feet back, knees are soft, head is relaxed, belly is relaxed. Feel the stretch all the way up your arms to the shoulders, through the back and through the legs. You can even give your head a shake, no and yes, just to remind it to relax, soften your jaw. Great, on and in breath, walk yourself back and take a seat. Nicely done, everybody. All right, so we'll finish up with a nice seated twist. Actually, a couple. We're going to do thread the needle, and then we're going to do a seated twist because we want to make sure that we've got the ability to rotate all the way down the back into the lower back. So we'll start with threading the needle. We're going to stretch that left arm out. Exhale, slide it along your right thigh. And ease yourself in, whatever level feels good. You can take that right arm and sweep it up to the ceiling. That will give you a deeper twist. And let's inhale and release that. And go right into the seated twist. So stretching the left arm out again, bring that hand to your right knee, right hand to the chair. Breathe in and get really tall in your seat. And breathe out and allow yourself to rotate. So if you want, you may cross your right leg over your left. That will bring the twist more into the hip area. Notice where your thoughts go when you're holding a pose. Stay present. Great. Breathing in and exhale, bring it back around. Just take a couple of breaths, a nice pause, and we'll go to the other side. Right arm stretches up. And exhale, slide it along. Ease yourself in a little bit at a time. Good. And that left arm can do the sweeping if you like. Just don't try to hold your head up. You want it to be relaxed. And then we'll release and come into the seated twist with the right arm coming to the left knee, left hand to the side of the chair. And I'm going to cross my left leg over the right. That's an option if you choose. Nice steady breaths. Once more, breathing in. And let the exhale bring you around to the front. Great. So we'll just take a minute here to sit and breathe. So allowing your eyes to close, making sure your muscles are finding that perfect balance between being engaged and being at ease. Tuning into the breath once again and noticing perhaps just how doing your practice has deepened and slowed your breath. Maybe doing a little bit of a body scan, starting with the soles of your feet, coming all the way up through the legs and the hips, the torso, arms, shoulders. Just checking out what has happened during your practice. It's in noticing and befriending the body that we learn what works for us. Letting your breath deepen now and beginning to stretch. Oh, feeling free to let out any sounds that want to come out. I'm just going to circle on my hips because it feels good. Great. And then bringing that back to stillness. Opening your arms wide. Oh, and wrapping your left arm over your right. Give yourself a big squeeze. Open again. And right arm around the left, squeeze. Oh. Then bringing your hands to heart center. Let's join our voices. Fill the internet with the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Om. Om Shanti, peace. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free from fear. May all beings be healthy. And may all beings everywhere know peace. So namaste, Jai Bhagwan. I hope you enjoyed your practice. So I'll come up and we'll chat.